This is the day when Jean-Jacques and I thought we would head over to Raglan in company with some others, taking a trip round the south of Hamilton to the river falls at Maricopa and then coming up the west coast. So plan A is we turn down towards the Kaimais out of Waihi Beach and discover we soon have to come up with plan B. There's no way we're getting over the top of those hills with the clouds sitting right down on them. So we turn back the way we've come and are surprised to see both pilots are still on board and there's some nice sky out there. Yeah, it gets a little better further up here near Katikati, but we're ready to turn inland where the cloud base is a little higher and we find a nice valley to go over where there is plenty of clearance between the ground and the cloud, and we're out onto the Waikato plain the other side. It's nice to see the clouds breezing by, but we do wish it was a nice sunny day as forecast. So we head over the mighty Waikato River, carrying on past Hamilton up to Raglan. Over on the right there was Naruawahia, which lies at the foot of those hills we just came over before starting down Raglan Harbour and getting ready for our approach into Raglan Airport. The runway is in view on the left there, and with the regulation couple of left turns we line up for the landing, touch down and find there's a large flock of birds on the runway. We park up and walk out to see if we can persuade the birds, which are oyster catchers, to go somewhere else as Lindsay arrives. Lindsay did ask how his landing was, but I'm afraid I forgot to bring my binoculars with me. So there's Jean-Jacques photographing the beauty parade of the aircraft in the parking space, and here comes Bob. He's brought with him our Canadian friend Don, and we all get out and get ready to walk into town. On the pathway we pass these waka or canoes. They're outriggers and used for racing, and we're surprised to find some hardy souls on the beach as we go over the footbridge. At the end of the bridge is this rather attractive sculpture. We head for the Raglan Social Club. That's quite a posh name for an ordinary cafe, but the boys on the right declare their fish tacos and the boys on the left their pork burgers to be excellent. On the way back we find that some of the local youngsters are up to their favourite pastime of bombing in the water. That was a really good one. The splash reached all the way to me. So back at the airfield we climb on board, taxi out as Bob starts his takeoff roll, and then climb up once more, leaving over the top of the airfield on our way out to the west coast. The surf is nearly always dramatic along the coast where the Tasman Sea comes and bashes up these black sand beaches, and every now and then I get to wonder to myself, what would it be like to be in a fast jet travelling along here? So this is what it would look like if you were cruising along at 500 knots, as the fast jets do. It's a lovely view, but you don't really get time to peek into the little bays like we do at our customary 100 knots, so we'll bring the speed back to 100 knots and take one last look up the coast before it's time to turn inland on our way back to Waihi Beach. You can see it's bumpy again under these clouds, but the sky is looking good. There's the mighty Waikato River once more, and the pilots are soon able to check out the Pacific Ocean in the distance. And for those who like that sort of thing, these are the instruments that the pilots keep their eyes on. We're soon back at Waihi Beach, looking down to Tauranga Harbour, where the sky is much better than it was this morning. I will give you a bird's eye view of a turn over the top of the airfield. That's the runway in the middle of the picture. We go out over the ocean again to lose height before coming back down, lining up for the runway, touching down, taxiing up to the hangar, and putting the little girl to bed. It has been a very pleasant trip, good company, good food for lunch, and I hope you enjoyed the ride with us. See you next time.